I loved also that this is like the first Marvel movie that makes DC references, and you're actually going to be in the Batman too. Which is wild.
We can't talk about that.
You can't talk about the Batman?
Mm-mm.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Gotham is yours. None shall interfere. Do as you please.
So it appears that Warner Brothers has conducted their third test screening for The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, starring Robert Pattinson. But is this a bad thing? No, it's quite standard when a movie's supposed to be close to 3 hours long. They have to test screen it with a lot of different audiences. So information, leaks, rumors, spoilers, big spoilers generally come out, and this is how they come out. Because no one's got any freaking integrity and they won't stick to the NDA they signed. So yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? What's you here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. Please subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see what the face behind the voice looks like. People tell me the face doesn't match the voice, but whose face does match their voice? Also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. I've got like 10 followers over there, so I will interact over there because I literally have no followers. So right, let's get into it. So it's worth saying that none of this information can actually be confirmed by anyone because it's not coming from official studios, Warner Brothers themselves, etc. So I've heard reactions to The Batman were very good. The action was top notch, and even a few comedic scenes that got lots of laughter. I heard some of the dialogue was repetitive at times, but overall people really enjoyed it, and it got lots of applause when it was over. Now this is an interesting one. Dialogue being repetitive. In all the years I've been covering these kind of leaks and test screening information since Avengers Infinity War or Ragnarok time, I've never heard anyone feedback be the dialogue was repetitive. Now that's such a harsh statement. That is such bad feedback. Now obviously you can't verify any of this information, although these tweets are coming from a verified account, which realistically doesn't mean anything, although a lot of people are generally saying the same thing about what allegedly happened in the latest test screener, essentially. So we heard from the other previous test screeners that the movie was 3 hours long-ish, and that Warner Brothers wasn't happy with that. So it seems from the information based on the most recent test screener that Warner Brothers is making the movie shorter. Please do not make it 2.5 hours. So apparently The Batman had another test screen and the reactions have been super good, praising Robert Pattinson's performance. And generally speaking, looking on Twitter sphere, that is generally a comment based on Robert Pattinson. But if you've seen him in Tenet or Lighthouse, anything post Twilight, he's actually a very good actor. As stated, the movie is around 2 hours and 50 long and is very violent, serious, with some interesting teasers. Riddler's character is a standout, it seems. Well, seeing he's predominantly supposed to be the main villain with some kind of Joker tease right at the end of the movie, you would think that he would be the standout. Now, very violent and serious with some intense, interesting scenes. Now, that's interesting for obvious reasons, because in the trailer, we literally see Batman kicking the absolute shit into someone. So I am expecting it to be pretty violent, but nothing's ever gonna match or be the warehouse scene from BVS with Ben Affleck. That is the greatest Batman scene ever. I know a lot of people down below are gonna be like, no, it's not. So this is a tidbit from a DCEU Argentina Twitter account, and the translation matches up and actually corresponds with other reports of this screener. Last night, a new test screening for The Batman was carried out. Some insights. The movie lasts between 2.5 hours and 250. I realistically can see Warner Bros trying to squish it into 2.5 hour mark. The problem with 3 hour movies is they need to bang because you get less viewings per day. But realistically, I really hope they don't make it 2.5 hours. If the initial cut was 3 hours, shave maybe 10-15 minutes off is cool, but anything more and it starts to jumble on the narrative of the story. Zoë Kravitz as Selina Kyle is the perfect. The character is bisexual, so that really doesn't say much. Paul Dano's Riddler has multiple victims and is ghoulish. Now, we know he's going to have multiple victims because it's essentially going to be a game between Batman and Riddler. Riddler's going to be baiting Batman out, play my game kind of thing. I am actually really expecting this to be a really R-rated PG that will push the boundaries of what is PG in terms of how far you can push it based on the information that people are already saying about this movie and the fact in the trailer we see Batman kicking the shit into someone, almost killing them, but we know this Batman does not believe in death or guns, but the trailer hints that he does kill someone. So it goes on. Batman is brutal but does not kill or use weapons. Alfred has a parental relationship with Bruce. The highlight that there are scenes that will remain in time and will be the best of all the Batman movies. Now, a lot of people are saying this is going to be the greatest movie ever. Now, I don't know if it will be the best Batman movie ever. I'm going to be fair when I do watch it, but it's going to be hard to beat the Batfleck scenes. It really is. So many tidbits at this. I would try and overlay the actual tweets when I edit the video. On fight scenes, I hear Bat is able to be brutal without killing anyone specifically. I'm told that while they love the warehouse scene a lot, they prefer the action bit here. I guess a way to give people an idea on the action. No hate towards BVS. Although it said no hate towards BVS, I almost feel like certain tidbits are trying to push a narrative that he's gonna be the best Batman. It really doesn't make any sense why this narrative has to be pushed. And then he responded with, they make it pretty clear how brutal he is, but how clear he does not kill and hates guns, because that literally makes sense. The most brutal Batman ever doesn't believe in killing, doesn't believe in guns, but it's absolutely freaking savage. Really is interesting. So a viewer, Anon, who actually has got a lot of information right in the past, a very credible person, said the following: I don't get the sense WB is interfering much. 3 different versions of films have tested. They've all been roughly the same length, and the differences come down to a scene here or there. And to be fair, that is pretty true based on what we've seen so far. Someone else said, the only gripe I heard was a messy third act, which is exactly what these test screenings are here for, to fix issues. Other than that, it's focused, has the best Batman moments ever, and no killing. Batman must kill. Batman's a freaking savage. Okay, I'm joking, actually. Guys, let me know down below. Should Bruce Wayne, Batman, kill? Does he have to kill? I don't know. Does he? I don't really have an opinion on that. Or maybe I do. Stick to the end of the video and you might hear me say my actual opinion. So it is interesting that all these test screenings seem to be very positive. I'm very much looking forward to this movie. So a viewer Anon said this: I can see where they're coming from in that it's not a standard third act structure building to a big fight confrontation. Think closer to the Dark Knight movie. Doesn't climax with a fight with Joker. Nah, I think that would be a cool idea, to be fair, because it is getting quite saturated and quite boring of a movie having a third and a second and a finale. Movies don't have to be linear, realistically, but most movies are pretty linear, but they don't have to be linear. They can run in any kind of form of timeline. So a viewer Anon said this: I need to go to bed. My impression was, on tweaks in the latest cut, is that WB is trying to find the balance between teasing a sequel and making the Batman feel complete on its own. Oh my god, what are they teasing? Is this the Joker tease that I've been talking about for over a year? In fact, I think I spoke about this scene that's supposed to happen right at the end of the movie before any other super duper Twitter scooper. And you can't really be a scooper when it comes to getting test screen information, because realistically, this information comes from people that went to a test screener. It's like my Godzilla vs. Kong test screener plot leak that was 100% correct. When the movie came out, it was 100% on the money. So essentially, what we're being told is there is a scene right at the end where the Riddler goes to Arkham Asylum, and essentially there is someone there with scars on his face. We don't see who it is, but someone with scars on his face. Now, the rumor, we posted a video about a week or so ago, is that Barry, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce his last name because you guys tried to butcher me, but you did a really weak job of it. So Barry, who was in Eternals, is in this movie. Viewer Anon said this: Barry wasn't in the last 2 test screeners of The Batman, but he was there tonight, implying that Barry is actually going to be playing the Joker. Now, Chris from comicbook.com asked him about his role in The Batman in an interview recently, and he shut him down completely. Yo, Warstu, insert the clip right now. Credit to Chris, such a cool dude from comicbook.com. But yeah, so essentially, if you look on IMDb, he's apparently got a role as the officer, as a random officer, but people seem to think he was the Mad Hatter. But now everyone is basically saying he is the Joker. But if you give me creditation, guys, I don't want creditation. I don't need any props or any credit. But I did say there would be a Joker scene, and I said Johnny Depp should play the Joker because he'd be freaking insane. But Matt Reeves would want a less of an actor to play his Joker. Now, I'm not confirming this, but apparently it's an ending scene where we see someone in Arkham Asylum, and some context is apparently someone says to the Riddler, or the Riddler says to this other person, Pattinson, we'll get him next time, or you'll get him next time, or something along them lines. Could be literally anyone. We don't know who it is, but if I was a guessing person, I would say it's definitely a Joker teaser to maybe be in the sequel, but I think Batman would still be a bit too young. But we know this is a trilogy, so maybe it's a tease to like build Joker up for the third movie. That would be a pretty cool way. I can't see Joker being the villain in the second movie, although I'm freaking down if that's the case. Like always, guys, please subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated. Check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.